Well, Mr. Thermaltake people out there that like case reviews and stuff like this, is the case going to be a case? No, it's going to be a case review, and basically this is the Thermaltake View 31, and this is the RGB version, limited edition version. It's been out for quite a while, but Thermaltake are refreshing these cases and making them more, well, they're listening to people in the comments and people like me that obviously go, oh, I don't know if I like that. And Thermaltake are going to work and smashing it and working hard and working with people to make the optimized cases for your build. So that means that if you're going to have a decent motherboard and you've got, like, say, the MOSFETs, chokes, phases, all this sort of stuff is producing so much heat, nowhere to escape, these guys will jump on it and start to obviously make sure that you're getting the case breathing properly while the aesthetics are there, pleasing to the eye and stuff like that. Well, anyway, we're going to talk about this case, and this case is awesome. So we've got a removable filter at the top here, which is magnetic, which is awesome. You can put a 360 radiator at the top here, or a 240, or a 280, or a 120. It's up to you what you want to put on at the top. On the top, we'll talk quickly about the top. This case is quite heavy. And the reason it is, it's got two bits of glass. So it's got tempered glass on that side, tempered glass on that side, and it has got acrylic on the front. Right, so on the top you've got USB 2, so that's backwards compatible to 1.1, then obviously USB 2, and then USB 3, which is up to 5 gigabits per second, so you've got 2 of that. You've got a power button, LED indicator reset button, microphone jack, headphone jack, all at the top with the Thermaltake logo there. And another thing that's good about this case, when I just take these screws off, right, I already don't like something already. We need thumb screws, captive thumb screws for 2018. But anyway, oh, I like this though, what they've done here. So on the glass, to stop you from obviously messing it up, obviously I've got plastic on the back, and I don't think I've got plastic on the front. I think it's taken off. It's got a nice little hinge so you can get into the groove, and this is like a plastic sort of fill, but it's made with, is it made with metal? No, glass and plastic. Right, but on the edge it looks like it matches the whole galvanier, if I remember rightly, sort of metal like look. And this is plastic around the outside, but look, I'm not touching the glass, so it's out the way. So that's pretty cool. I'm going to move this down to the side. You get a nice good opening so you can see everything. So if I spin this case around and move around with it, I'm going to take these thumb screws off. I need a screwdriver. Here's one I got earlier, or made earlier I should say. So obviously no captive screws on the side there. That is a must for me for 2018. Another piece of glass on the back. Oh, I can't seem to. How do you get this out? I can't get it out. There we go. So it's like a pull in and drop. More glass. The glass feels really nice. It looks pretty cool as well, because you can get glass that's a little bit tinted and it's hard to see through your build and that. Some people don't want to spend loads of money with RGBs and stuff like that, so it's nice to just have something that's a little bit clearer. So, right, bit awkward, like if you're a pro, like cable manager, then it's going to be good. You can have a glass on the side, on the left hand side, and you can show off your nice build with your custom cables and that. And the good thing I like about Thermaltake is the fact that it always give you long bits of cable, so it's always convenient that you've got enough to obviously cable manage and handle things, handle your business. And basically on the back of this case we have 8 expansion slots, but we also got a further 2, so making 10, and this is for a vertical graphics card. You've also got 2 thumb screws that are not captive obviously, and then this thumb screw will obviously move that so you can get to the screws and put the graphics card in to keep it secure. You can put a 120mm fan on the back, but Thermaltake have included an RGB version. There is a normal standard version which has only got a blue LED light, but you've also got 140 as well. When you're doing water cooling or moving the motherboards are different. Gigabyte, EVGA, MSI, all of them are slightly different. And when you've got the MOSFETs, chokes, phases, heat sinks, Eps connectors, all that sort of stuff, it might be slightly a bit getting in the way of like what you got on the top of the case. So it's nice to be able to move the 140 or the 120 fan with ease. And you've got the power supply IO bracket at the back, and it does have some foamy like grips as well for the power supply to stop all the all the vibrations of noise. We're going to talk about the back bit. To be honest with you, this is like an inch and a half of like cable management all inside this case. It is superb. I love, to be honest with you, I don't know the last case that I even built in that has that much room for all of this cable management. It's ridiculous. You can put thick cables, you can put custom cables, you can put in the cheap budget cables that come from a power supply that's so thick, where the hell are you going to put it? Even if you've got the biggest cables that come from cheap power supplies where you have to have a certain length. So if you're using a very small power supply, it's going to have smaller cables. If you're using an ATX power supply, it's going to give you, if it's not modular, it's going to be connected so it's long enough to get to the motherboard. You've got an EPS connector that goes to the back. Let's talk about the EPS connector. Right, so just a little bit here. It got a nice little cut out here. No rubber grommets or nothing, but just a nice little pass through. To pass through if you've got 8-pin EPS connector, or 4-pin, 6-pin, or dual. And then you've got also cables that you can pass through for your fans, headers and stuff like that, or your I/O bracket, or custom cabling, or anything to do with connecting stuff up. And the good thing about this case as well, which I like, the fact that it's got so much room, it's like when you've got a Thermaltake box and you want to connect up the RGBs, you're going to have plenty of room still with that. And I think this little hook here, you can use this tray, which is plastic but still hard, and you should be able to put it on here like so, if I remember rightly, and you can have your 3.25 inch hard drive on the back here as well, and you've still got so much cable management. It's ridiculous. It's good. But anyway, talking about that box as well, they even include that in there. Oh my god, Thermaltake, what's going on? Right, so we've got nice cable management as well. None of this coloured cable where you can see red, blue and spaghetti junction and everything like that, but nice cables that literally just compensate the case very well. So we've got this box here. We can put a big 3.25 inch drive there. Instructions are in there. 3M adhesive so you can stick it onto the back if you feel so. And it's Velcro as well, so that's cool. You've got I/O brackets, and what I normally do with I/O brackets, I always make sure I'm doing the check where you can get like cheapy ones where it's got the black and it comes off on your fingers. But we've got like 5 here and it's perfect. We've got cable management everywhere. So we've got one there, one there, one there. So what's that? That's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 20. There is a lot of cable management. This has got to be done by someone that really likes cable management, and if you've got the glass and that, you want it to be able to be tied to different angles and points, is perfect. So let's see if we can get the front off. So I'm going to get the front off. This is acrylic. So that pops off, and the good thing about it, even though it's acrylic, I don't really like acrylic. Could have been glass, but it brings the cost down. But it's still, I don't know. Oh, it's got like a little rounded edge. It would actually bring the price right up to have bent glass around the sides there. You can clean it, just make sure you don't scratch it. You got a nice little air vent on the side there, but none on the other side. So you got a little bit of escapee with the airflow, which is not too bad, but it's what it is. So we can obviously slide it out there. So if we've got air pushing through and stuff, you'll get half of airflow at the bottom. You got like a handle, so there's no real room you can get airflow, but little bits of air normally seeps through as much as possible. You got 1, 2, 3 140 RGBs on this special edition case on the front with the cables, and it's got so much freaking room, it's ridiculous. But you can put a 280 rad in here. You probably could put, yeah, you can definitely put a 280 rad in there, and it looks like it's got a CPU, not CPU, a DVD drive that you can put in there, which is odd because there is no cutout for the front, but it is there. So I don't know what that's for, but it might be just a little bit more of a stabilization for the case. But it's little bit aluminium and all that. Now let's turn around and let's talk about this. So I've taken out the drives. You get 3 drives, and they're quite hard, and they come out just by a little press and stuff. That's pretty awesome. And you can take the drive and you can move the drive around. I do like what they've done with the cables, but this is what I hate about most cables. They still do that. The HD audio is still got like red and yellow and pink. And do you know what I mean? All those cables, you don't really need that colour. But yeah, it's got USB attached to it. It's got USB 3s. Everything I said about the front I/O, it's got all of that. It's got all the connectors as well to go into the front of the motherboard. And there we go. We have this riser vertical for your graphics card. So you stick your graphics card on the front, which will make it a bit awkward because the distance, depending on the size of your graphics card, it's only be able to exhaust and heat's going to rise. But it has got a nice opened out top, so it could flow pretty nice. Plus they supply the actual case with 3 140mm fans, and that means that it's going to be air, just literally an intake coming in and exhausting straight at the back. So with the power supply going up, it's going to be exhausting to the side. It's kind of moved over. Sound like a weather channel, I know. But we've got a nice little cut out background for the actual motherboard, and we've got standoffs ready for this case, which is awesome. And it looks like you can put in a normal size ATX case, ATX motherboard. You can put micro ATX in there as well, and anything smaller. But obviously, if you've got it smaller, be very aware. But it's got the 4 like mounts there, so that the standoff, so it's just all easy. But I wonder if oh, so these are good people. These are. So you can take. Can you take these off? Right. So you can take these standoffs and move them as well. So they've pre-installed it. That's pretty good. The motherboard looks like it actually. Hey, does it? Don't think it moves. Or does it? No, it's pop riveted in. We've got a couple of screws though on there, but for more support, I guess. So it's not too bad. Anyway, if you want to use this on a carpet, you could use it on a carpet. But if you want to use it on a carpet, be very aware that carpet produces static electricity. If you're rubbing your feet and everything like that, static electricity, you know how it is. But this gives you probably about 2 inches off the floor. You do have a filter on the bottom as well. So if I get the filter up, and what I like about this is I don't have to muck about. I can literally just run this under warm water, give it a wipe, and it's done. No problems whatsoever, or use a blow spray on it and clean it. It's up to you. But I like the fact that it covers the whole bottom power supply. You can put another fan on there. We probably could actually customize it if we want. Right, so let me put that back on there. I like the fact you can move this tray as well. You can add things to it. It's got so much room. You could definitely put water cooling on there all day long. The only thing is, what I was going to say about is as it's glass, there's no holes to breathe out or anything like that, because I think it depends on the graphics card that you buy. You've got ones that spin around and do different things to like dissipate heat. And different Strouds, so it's different makers, it might be different price and everything like that. But if you want a vertical looking graphics card, and you can go into your BIOS and like obviously sort out the curves and have it nice and cool and everything like that, you're going to be laughing. Got IO bracket on the back as per usual, just to put your graphics card, your motherboard in, and push it on there. You get all the screws as well, and you get these funky clips. Now I hate like cable ties. Now this is good because I can undo this and plop it back out. So they're like little beads with little holes in it. It's like cool. And they give you some more free and these are like little washers, but they're like foam washers. Got screws. You also got a screw for this as well, for the standoffs. When it gets on your nerves and you're like, oh, for God's sake, I need to get pliers, and you can ruin it and all that sort of stuff. They include the tool in here, so that's cool. All the screws are in there, plus the box for the RGB, and I've done another RGB box thing with these fans. So if you want, I'll leave a link in the description down below, so you can go and have a look at that and see how it works, change the speeds, colors, patterns, and updates of firmware updates, so you can obviously do other stuff. Now, if we've got a graphics card in the front that takes that much space, you can obviously have it vertically down. You can also take this tray off as well, and you don't have to have it vertically. So it's nice that they included that. But Thermaltake, you didn't include a riser card. But technically this is a slightly older case, so you are doing refreshes, so you probably will have that in your new generation. But it's really, really, really cool. I like the fact that we've got all these cut out holes and cable management everywhere. And it looks like you can not just put one mechanical hard drive here, but you can put one right here as well. And it's all safe because it's got these, like, if I can do it properly, I can't do it. Right, there you go. You've got this like hinges that hook it and stops it from like falling out. And it's just got so much cable management. This is like cable management dream. You got, I don't even know what you can do with this case. There's too much you can do with it. It is so cool. But yeah, all the cables are nice and long. If I can undo this real quick, I can quickly show you. Because Thermaltake do not ramp when it comes down to cables that are long. So you can get them all in there and then hide them all in the background. It's just awesome. I do like the little cutouts as well. So if I was, let's get a bit serious now. So if I was to put in a radiator at the top there, my motherboard would be around here. So EPS connectors, fan connectors, like these and stuff like that. Oh, well, this is quite cool as well. So we can connect this straight into the box. But if I was to do all nice cable management, got pass-throughs as well. So if I've got a normal ATX motherboard, it will come to here. And then I've got all these little pass-throughs, one for the power supply to go through. Damn, power supply. There's no shroud. That's what I was thinking, it was a little bit weird. There's no shroud. But you've got all the cables that you can tuck through the back and hide it underneath this plate. But all the other bits is just all glass. This is not a bad buy. This is an okay case. I would like this to try to. I think I'm gonna build into this case because it's quite good. You've got like little loopholes that you can use to hide cables and just like mess basically. But if I was to build in it, ATX motherboard going there. EPS connectors, big 24 power pin, that would be in the right place as well. It's perfect, and all the other cables can rush through. Now if I put a cable through here, yeah, they've put the right grommet holes in there, grommet pass-throughs. I like this. Anyway, this is the View 31, links in the description down below where you can buy this case. But I know Computex is coming up, and I'm sure Thermaltake might be there, and they might be bringing something new to the table. But this is out now. Computex is in a week. It's a hard one. If you want a gaming computer, this is more like a, I don't even know. Is this a mid tower or is this a full tower? It's got like a 140mm fan on it. This is a hard one. Could you put another 140 on there? Who knows? But yeah, you can unscrew certain bits of this case as well. If you want to customize it, paint it, you could do it. But anyway, this is the end of the review of the Thermaltake View 31 RGB madness. In this case, it's quite wide. It's a bit of a wide load. Look, wide. Oh yeah, and glass. You're getting glass as well. What else do I want to say? Do I want to say anything else? I don't think I could say anything else. I think I need to put it to the challenge, build into this case, and yeah, I'll give my final thoughts then. But at the moment, definitely decent case. I definitely like this. I'm glad they offered 2 USB 3s and also 2 USBs that you can use to charge up your phone. Anyway, if you like this review, thumbs up, subscribe, share, like, and follow me on all social media. I will get some pictures up on Instagram if you want to check it out, if you're wanting to buy this case. I know some of you are old school and you're like, I want to buy an older case because the new cases I don't like, or I don't like something about it, or something. You know what, I don't know. But anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next Thermaltake water cooling build. Yeah, water cooling build. Thanks, and I'm out.